Paul is a veteran employee at Walmart, responsible for the warehouse during the night shift. He is known for his dedication to work, being methodical and efficient in his daily tasks. Despite his seriousness, Paul has a latent curiosity about the supernatural, fueled by stories he heard in his childhood. Paul is a reserved person, preferring the peace and tranquility of the night shift. He appreciates the silence and solitude that night work provides, allowing him to focus entirely on his responsibilities. The Walmart where Paul works is located in an isolated area near a dense forest. The remote location contributes to a peculiar atmosphere, especially at night, when the isolation is more pronounced. Paul arrives at work early, preparing to organize the warehouse. His responsibilities include receiving and cataloging goods, ensuring that everything is in order for the next day. Paul's night shift is generally quiet, with few interruptions. He appreciates the opportunity to work without distractions, enjoying the peace that the nighttime environment offers. Paul's interactions with colleagues are limited, occurring mainly during shift changes. He maintains a cordial relationship with other employees, but prefers to focus on his work. Walmart is a large department store, surrounded by a forested area that adds a touch of mystery to the environment. The store, with its isolated location, acquires a somewhat sinister atmosphere, especially at night. The remote location of Walmart generates a sense of isolation, something that is intensified by the presence of the nearby forest. This atmosphere is exacerbated by the silence of the night, when the movement of people and vehicles is minimal. The store is known for closing late, and employees often comment on the feeling of being alone in such an isolated place. This sense of isolation sometimes causes discomfort, but it is generally accepted as part of the job. Local residents and some employees begin to report sightings of a large, furry creature near Walmart. The descriptions vary, but all mention a frightening presence that seems to lurk in the shadows. In addition to sightings, there are reports of strange sounds, such as howls and growls, heard at night. These sounds, along with the sightings, start to create a climate of unease among employees and the local community. Paul, despite hearing these reports, initially ignores them. He attributes the sounds and sightings to common wild animals in the area, such as wolves or dogs, and sees no reason for concern. Paul begins to notice signs indicating the presence of something around the warehouse, unusual footprints and scratches on the metal doors. These signs, although subtle, are enough to arouse his curiosity. During the night shift, Paul hears howls that seem to come from near the store. He tries to convince himself that they are just wolves or dogs, but the frequency and intensity of the sounds start to disturb him. Paul's curiosity grows, along with a slight concern. He decides to be more attentive during his shift, observing any sign of unusual activity in the warehouse or nearby. Paul recalls stories his grandfather told about mysterious creatures in the forest, including werewolves. These stories, told as warnings, always fascinated Paul, even if he considered them just legends. Although he never truly believed in these stories, the current situation makes him reconsider. The idea that something supernatural might be lurking starts to seem less absurd in the face of recent events. Paul begins to reflect on his grandfather's stories, questioning if there is any truth to them. The remote location of Walmart and the strange events make him consider the possibility that something unusual is happening. Despite his grandfather's stories, Paul has always been skeptical about legends of werewolves and other supernatural creatures. He sees these stories as superstitions or tales to scare children, without any basis in reality. Paul treats the recent reports with the same skepticism, convinced that there must be logical explanations for the events. He continues to believe that the sounds and sightings are caused by wild animals, or, at most, pranks by local people. Even with the new reports and strange signs, Paul maintains his skeptical stance. He sees no reason to believe that something supernatural is occurring, and continues to work as usual, though with renewed caution. Paul is about to face something unexpected. Want to know what happens next? Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any part of this intriguing story. Leave your like and share your theories in the comments below. After a few weeks without new sightings or strange events, Paul's life seems to return to normal. He continues his work routine in the warehouse, organizing goods and keeping the environment in order. Gradually, Paul befriends other employees, creating camaraderie that makes the work environment lighter and more relaxed. The sense of normalcy returns, and the reports of creatures almost completely disappear. Paul begins to feel more comfortable and secure in his work, convinced that the strange events were just coincidences or misunderstandings. The peace and tranquility of the night shift once again become a welcome relief. Paul maintains his work routine, enjoying the company of his colleagues and the more relaxed environment of the night shift. He appreciates the calm and lack of interruptions, which allow him to focus on his tasks. The normality of the days makes Paul forget the reports of creatures and strange events. He feels more secure and confident, believing that the situation is under control and that there is nothing to worry about. The camaraderie among the employees grows, creating a lighter and more enjoyable work environment. Paul begins to appreciate his job more, finding satisfaction in the routine and the small daily interactions. Paul is assigned to work the night shift in the warehouse, a time known to be busier due to the arrival of trucks. He accepts the shift change, seeing it as an opportunity to earn more and explore a new routine. Reports of trucks arriving and unloading goods during the night are common, and Paul quickly gets used to the more intense workflow. He appreciates the activity and the sense of responsibility that comes with the night shift. The warehouse environment at night is described as desolate and dark, with a large wooded area around it. The sense of isolation is palpable, but Paul feels comfortable with the routine and the new work dynamics. The warehouse yard is vast, with many trucks lined up waiting to unload. The lighting is limited, creating shadows and increasing the sense of isolation and mystery. The area is surrounded by dense vegetation, which contributes to a sinister atmosphere. The silence is broken only by occasional sounds of trucks and nocturnal wildlife. Paul begins to notice small details in the environment, such as animal sounds and changes in lighting, which add a layer of strangeness to the place. He remains alert, aware of the stories and rumors surrounding the area. Truck drivers often sleep inside their trucks while waiting to unload. They bring a human element to the nighttime environment, with their own routines and behaviors. There are reports of unusual activities, such as truck drivers being seen in romantic encounters or using illicit substances. These activities add an element of unpredictability to the night shift, which is both intriguing and unsettling for Paul. The nighttime environment is a mix of intense work and unusual behaviors, which many employees find amusing or disturbing. Paul observes these events with curiosity but remains focused on his responsibilities. Paul, needing the job desperately, discusses with his family the decision to continue working the night shift. He mentions the financial benefits, including double pay, which are essential to support his family. Despite the risks and challenges of the night shift, Paul expresses his determination to keep the job. He understands the difficulties of the shift, but is willing to face any situation to ensure his family's well-being. The discussion reveals Paul's commitment to his work and his family, highlighting his sense of responsibility and dedication. He is a dedicated worker, willing to sacrifice his comfort for the sake of others. In the following weeks, Paul's routine continues without major incidents. The usual peculiarities of the night are accepted as part of the job, and nothing out of the ordinary happens. Paul gets used to the environment and the nighttime activities of the truck drivers, finding a comfortable rhythm in his new routine. He feels that he has finally found a balance, despite the difficulties and challenges. The sense of normalcy and security grows, and Paul feels increasingly secure in his position. He begins to relax and enjoy his work more, feeling part of a united community. One night at 3 a.m., while unloading a truck, Paul finds a naked man sleeping among the goods in the stockroom. The sight is shocking and disconcerting, leaving Paul uncertain about how to react. Scared and concerned about workplace safety, Paul decides to call the store's security. The situation is strange and unexpected, increasing the sense of unease Paul already felt. The incident is a harsh reminder that the night shift can be unpredictable and, at times, dangerous. Paul worries about what else might be happening in the warehouse and the surrounding area. The security guards, believing the man is just a drunk or a homeless person, wake him up and remove him from the premises. They treat the incident as an isolated case, without giving much importance to the strange circumstances. There are no clear explanations about how the man got in or what he was doing there. The situation is treated with indifference, but Paul cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. The incident increases Paul's discomfort, making him question the safety of the location. He worries about the possibility that other unusual events might occur and affect his safety and that of his colleagues. In the following days, Paul and other employees begin to hear strange noises such as howls and scratches coming from the area around the warehouse. These sounds increase murmurs about unusual activities and put the team on alert. Scratch marks are found on some trucks, adding to the speculation about the presence of some creature or strange individual nearby. The situation creates an atmosphere of tension and curiosity among the employees. The atmosphere in the warehouse becomes tenser, with everyone trying to understand what is happening. The possibility that the legends about werewolves might have some basis in reality begins to be discussed more seriously. What is really happening in the warehouse? Could the legends about werewolves be real? Want a part 2 of this story? Leave a comment saying werewolf and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications and stay tuned for the continuation of this mysterious and scary story.